Hello, my name is Dr. George Mochocki, and welcome to Introduction to Business Online, offered by the College of Lake County. We're going to start week 2, but let me talk a little bit about week 1, areas that everyone should do. Most of you are doing very well. If you've read through our forums, that's our discussion board. Remember, the forums replace the lectures, and they're a required of the requirement of the class. So let's go first off. Let's start off with our forums. Your forums. Some of you have noticed that you have a B, a C, a D, and F. I said I posted. You posted. Your first post is to my question. That has to be always done by Tuesday. I gave you some slack this time. I didn't take any points off if you posted after Tuesday. Your first post is to my question. Going forward with the form, let me make this very clear. You will have to post your first post first before you see everybody else's posts. Going forward now, not like the intro we did, you're going to be responding to questions that are subject related, that you have to give me your own ideas, your creativity, that you understand the content. Like in this forum, we'll be talking about, you'll be going on the site, and I'll show you in week 2, and you're going to find some country, and you're going to find out something about it and how ethical they are, and we're going to tie in chapter 3, which is global, and chapter 4, but in about ethics and social responsibility. Stating that, so you're going to have those two elements. So what happens, a lot of students, some students, will wait till everyone else does their posting, and they'll take a little bit of everybody else and create their own without doing any kind of research, because the information's out there. What happens is now you have to post to my question first, and after you do that first post, all the other students' posts are out there. What you need to do, remember, some of you, if you got an F and you only did reply to my post, that's only worth 5 points out of 15 or 5 points out of 20, which most of the forums are going forward. So the other 15 points, remember, you have to reply to me after the latest Tuesday midnight. Earlier, I've usually had the forums open by Sunday in the afternoon, give or take. But by Monday, you could reply to them. You don't have to wait till Tuesday. By Tuesday midnight, if you do not reply to my first question, you are basically late and points are taken off. Forums are an easy way of communicating, helps you to improve on your communication style and skills as you're talking to customers, talking to other business people within a network, taking other online classes. This is a college level. There will be no derogatory remarks. You could disagree with a person, but on a professional, respectful way. Otherwise, I'll yank your post and you lose the full 20 points. Okay? I don't want to say that. I only had once or twice students who got carried away. And you're a business person. Customers aren't going to agree with you. Other team members may not agree with you. Your job is to try to convince them into your way of thought, or look in another way, constructive criticism. So that's the forum. Okay, so, and then remember, so after you reply to my post, which is worth 5 points, so if you only have an F and you go, hey, I got an F, I replied, 5 points out of 15 is still an F. Which, I was very gracious for some. You replied 1 or 2. Some did very well. You've got your A's, so you've got, I've got F's, I got D's, I've got, you replied 1 other person, I got C's, and I got B's, and I got several A's. You have to reply. In business, you have to be able to respond to the customers within a 24-hour period, not all at one day. So remember, you respond to mine by Tuesday midnight. That's 5 points, and then you have to respond to 6 more students, other students. Even if they didn't reply to you, you have to reach out. You're a business person. Reach out and touch someone. You reach out and communicate with them. Are we good? And I'm looking for 6 to 9 posts within the week, not all on one day, not all on Saturday, because the forums turned off usually should be off by Friday. I leave them open till Saturday midnight, so look at the dates. Saturday noon, and by that time you should have read so you can see what somebody says, and you won't be able to post anymore. You could read your forums by clicking on the grade, and you'd be able to, I think if I'm mistaken, you'll be able to see the forums, but you can't post anymore, so you've lost that communication, and we're starting next week. Good? Remember, you won't be able to see other people's posts to respond to mine, and after you respond to mine, everything else will be open. So if you only got an F and you want to replace got the 5 points you did with me, that's fine. Some points are better than no points. The other thing is the profile. Remember, I want you to update your profile. And let me go in here into the student mode. I'll be entering the student mode in Blackboard. Okay, so I'm in the student mode. If I'm looking right now, I don't have a profile in this mode because I'm back and forth. But if you go back into the students mode, I'm going to go exit this one again. Continue. Just to show you. Remember, because as a student mode, I just see it like that, but I'm not a real student. I'm the instructor. So up in here, you'll usually have a silhouette. Now, I've already talked about this in my orientation. If not, look at my orientation again. I've talked about that in week 1, so I'm not going to do much on it. Click on the silhouette, click on that setting, and then put your profile. You need your profile in there. I'm doing a one-time deal next week. If I got whoever has their profile updated on there, then I will give an extra 5 points. Extra 5 points, that means to the credit some of you need it. Now, we're into the student mode. Let's go into the student mode. And so I've got the profile. Remember, in the student mode, your Connect homework. I'm always had all your work is found in the weekly assignments. But if I'm looking at your Connect homework, you learn to Connect. Once you miss the due dates on the Connect homework that's due by Sunday midnight, you have no more option. The first week you send me an email, I may open up and give an extension to that, but after that you have no you're done. So what's happening to Connect homework? You have all the Connect homework. You can work ahead. They're all listed here for the whole semester, the whole 10 weeks. Do them ahead of time when you have some time. Do your Connect, get them out of your way. Okay, and the Connect homework again has the grade. You do them as often until it says, hey, you know the material. They're set up for 45 minutes. Complete them and go. If you lost the points now, just 1 week, I'll let you make them up. Some I understand because of financial aid, or you bought a book and doesn't have the Connect password. Connect homework is 20% of your grade. Your look at the syllabus. I think your forms another 20%, and then your quizzes another 25%. You need the book. There's no way around it. You need the thing, unless you do the best. And I mean, if you had to do all A work to get a B out of this class, you're not doing the Connect. And most people can't do that. So if you're going to do it, let's get to Connect. It's worth $90. You go in there. Now, Connect, you may not have the money now. You could go in there when you click on the homework assignment. When it asks for the passcode, say buy, and you could do a trial. There's a trial basis for 2 weeks, so you don't fall behind until you've paid. I think at the College Lake County, it's like $90. But make sure it's with the College Lake County because it's the rate they have set up here. There's different prices. You're not going to get it lower than you do here. So you get the Connect and the ebook or a version of the ebook included. I'm not sure what you get for the $90, but you need the passcode. All right. So we have that. So all that. So now last week, if I look at this, if I go into the last week, okay. Let me just go into weekly assignments. So here's what you're going to see: weekly assignment. I'm in the student mode. Week 1, right? You had all this done. Already finished. So week 1, if I'm looking, I say, hey, discussion, that's already closed off. It's finished. LearnSmart is basically, they're not there. You find them over here. Blackboard quizzes, they're already finished because they're supposed to be done by Saturday. So here's where you have it. You come in here into late exams. They're reduced by 25%, but you can still take them. Take them, get off. And by next week, you won't have access to them. I'll give you another week to do the homework. This first week, I will waive the 25% late fee. That will be reduction. Do these practice exams, do this practice homework. It's part of the form. You can't go into the forms, pretend what you wrote on the form. You get 3 points. Try not to lose the points. Try not to do everything in one day. You can't do an online class one day. That's the virtue, the benefit of taking online. Do a little here, a little bit here, a little bit here. Over the week, 24/7, you'll finish your course and you start next week. Okay? So we're going back in here. So we're going to weekly assignments. Remember, week 1 will be turned off by I think Monday. It's gone. Tuesday, finish it. We're done. I'll give you another day to catch up on that, and everything's done. Your late work is found here. You get a penalty. The first week you get a pass. Okay, we're gonna go into week 2. Let's go into week 2. What's required of week 2? So we have that. You have update. Okay, one more thing. When you're submitting the homework, Remember, submit it as a Word document. Microsoft Word doc. A lot of you have submitted it. They gave you the 3 points. I noted it, and you submitted an RTF or a non-Word document. Microsoft Word is the core of Blackboard, Microsoft product, Office. So when you submit your homework, I could mark up your homework. I could tell you, here's what is right, here's what's not right, and here's how you do it. I'll go later on into a student's view, and I'll show you what I could do. But you submit it as an attachment, Microsoft Word attachment. Don't write it in there. Don't cite it. So you save it as if you have a Mac or if you have anything else as a Microsoft Word document. It has to have the DOC or DOCX on there. Then I can write it off. Otherwise, I take points off. Okay? Same thing with the profile. By next week, I want everyone's profile. Easier for the forums. I see who I'm talking to. I don't lose different names. I have several Alex in here. So it gets confusing. I can see this Alex versus this Alex, what he or she looks like. And this is part of an online class. You set up when you do the settings, set up just for this class so we know what everyone looks like. All right? Otherwise, when I do the forums, you won't get the full points because I want your silhouette or something in there that is just not a basic silhouette. It has something, your picture in there, your profile in there. No different than you're doing business. You have to be able to communicate with people. A lot of businesses, when I'm communicating either on for like a FaceTime or Skype, and they're talking to me. Get over it. It's a business class. All right, what do we have here? All right, class, what do we have here? Now, you LearnSmart homework you have. This form. Now, look at this form. Now, this form again. Remember, you won't be able to post on the student forum. You must reply to my post first before you can see other students. They have to log in and identify a country. Okay, after viewing the 2 sites, post something interesting that you should be aware of as to make a good impression of what to avoid or do something that will bring that relationship together, acceptable here in the U.S. but may not be acceptable in the host country. Now, also look how ethical they do business. Some businesses, they want gifts. Some businesses, they want like a bribe or something else. And just read about it. Are they ethical? Are they not ethical? Find it out. You may not find it here. Do some research, and then you post that in here. So in the subject area, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. In the subject area, I'll post in there because I'm as a student. Here's the test, and here's what happens, and I'll do my post to these questions. But before I do that, here's where I've provided you 2 links. You can find other links. This one here is executive. Okay, try again. Not too good. Okay, it comes in here, so I'm in here. Where I have executive planet. Okay, find a country. I want Belgium. Find a country, Belgium. It tells you here's what a Belgian individual looks like. It tells you a little bit about Belgium, introduction, conversation. Do you like small talk? Do you like big talk? Let's make a deal. What does it say? What you should know before negotiating in Belgium, part 2. It's high likely, but not totally impossible. You might find yourself chairing a meeting with representatives from all 3 logistic groups in Belgium, which in your case, only policy is to pray that they will have at least some competence in English, so you may have to have a translator with you. I'm not saying right or wrong, remember, but you have to be able to do it. So you go in there. What about this entertaining? Let's see. They also have other sites. Look at it, and so find something about it. So now I'll close this site off, right? I'm in my forum. I have another one, business etiquette. Again, pick a country, whichever country you want. A certain etiquette, Greek religion, appearance, behavior, and here's all the country. You want to see what's the etiquette in Russia, okay? Russian introduction, fun fact, men more often do not take off their jackets in negotiation. Is a jacket on, so we'll say, we're in America, we're going to take our jacket off, we're getting ready to get to work, you know what I mean? There may be, it's not acceptable. Remember, I'm trying to adjust to their culture. I'm trying to sell them, or they're dealing business with me. Okay, so you do those 2 sites first, then you go into the forum and you got to post something, right? And this one here, so I'm going to go in here and I'm going to create it. I have all this information. This is your first post discussion. There are currently no threads in it, so the thread can help start a conversation. I create a thread, and then here in the subject, I'm going to talk about Germany. I just picked that up. And I'll say, very strict, and right, this is very strict. I got spell check. Let's see if it works. So you know, you go strict. Got to click on it. Okay, very strict. So very good. You know what I'm talking about? Very strict. This is a test. Okay. Student. I'm live mode. Okay. But I look now. Here's the thing. I wrote this. I want a little more information. I've asked you, tell me something information. I want at least a paragraph or two when you're responding in the form. Don't say, "Yep, hey, that's real interesting. I didn't know that. Hey, how can I do business? Yeah, I never thought about that. Oh, let me add on to that. They're almost similar to maybe Australian or the American. They're very close. You start communicating as a whole in the form. You're responding to two or three other individuals. Your responsibility is to read everything else. No different than you do your social media or your Facebook. You don't respond to everything else. So LinkedIn, you read about other people. You have a general idea. Jump in when it makes sense. Don't respond when it doesn't. Hey, I understand, or yes, I agree. If you just say, I agree, I don't look at those as polls. Pulse means you give something back. You're trying to build a network in a forum. It's a discussion. Like you in the classroom. You just have to write. I'm not too worried. Look at my forums. You could have some errors, but still it has to be written in a business profession. It has your page. Hey, George. Hey, Dr. George, or Jack, or something else, or Sally. Make it, use the person's first name. Be professional, just like you'd be talking to a consumer or a customer or another peer member or your supervisor, okay? And I submit. If you have some sites, put it in there, and there you go. You have one post. Now, if there are other people, I will be able to see all the posts. Are we good? So that takes care of that. So let's go back out of the forum, and then I wait, and then I respond. So now I've done this. I get my 5 points, and this has to be done by Tuesday. Okay, let's go back to our discussion board. I'm out of here. Okay, so let's go back to my weekly assignment. So I did my first post, and it could be earlier, so I'm taking care of it. So what else do we have in here? I come in here, do my LearnSmart homework. I create the links here, but you could also find them here in advance. For those of you who just want to do what's required for the week, here it is. Makes it all week for our new individuals who've never are new to Blackboard or are new to online. Everything you need is really found for this week, but next week is turned off. Okay, so we have that. You do your homework. If this is the first time, log in, do it. Once you've logged in, you always will have the connection. You're already you don't need a passcode anymore. Okay, so let's go back. So LearnSmart is there. You have the Sunday in the LearnSmart. We've done the forums, internet homework, and this basically is for the first part of the forum. I did it in 2 parts. Usually I have everything there. Here's the links if you want it. I just created there. Maybe I'll take them out because it looks a little bit confusing. I'll do that when I come out. It won't be in there. Okay? Now, you always have my short videos on the lecture. So before, some students like to, you could read them. They put them on their smartphone. You could go through Blackboard. You click them on. Here's the link. It's basically this one here. There is a thing that brings you in here. So we're in chapter 2. You have all my videos are open for you. We're in chapter 3. So you just click on them. Okay? You can make them bigger. You start it. Find mistake. And okay, start. Okay.
Hello, my name is Dr. George Mochocki, and welcome.
You have my concept maps. You could go forward, backwards. You mean if I'm mistaken, let me bring it back in here. I just don't have it on here. If I got in the back one, right? You can move me along. Remember, my concept maps are always there for you to see. You could turn me down. When I say you could turn the voice off, just looking at the maps. You just want to see what it says. Okay, so I'm moving along. It's how you set it up. You print out my concept maps. You'll find the concept maps also in here. You'll see where I say Dr. George, LearnSmart here. My lectures are always here. My mind maps are here. In advance, a lot of students, click in here. So what I have in here. Let me go in here. I guess I gotta close this off. Okay. Alright. So find my mind maps before you look at it. Okay. And we're in chapter, I don't have them in order. Here we go. Chapter 3. Okay, it's a PDF file. It's just this won't happen in yours. It's just mine has my ink on there. If you have issues with this one, let me know and I'll restate it. It looks kind of bad. It's just the way I have my scanner set up on here. I don't think it's on all of them. Wait a minute, let me see. If not, I'll make an adjustment on that. I'll resubmit. Let's see what happened before. Let's see what we have. No, that's it. There we go. So 3, I might have some issues on that. I'll fix that up there. See, now you have all the things. You print them out. You add into it. If remember, those of you who have taken me for other online classes, almost most of them Motorola employees live outside the U.S. You don't need all that. Motorola outside the U.S. I give you more information because you're not used to it. What you're trying to do, many businesses want. You just say want, okay? You know what I'm talking about? And then you add on in your own words. Make it simple. Make it quick. Are we good? All right. So let's go back to week 3. Weekly assignment, week 2. So you have that, so you have it easy. You have the forum worth 20 points. You have your connect, that's 40 points for the week. Forums by Friday should be completed. Saturday noon just to read it. You have your internet, the homework, and I'll get rid of that. You have my short videos, and these are all links, right? You have the links here. You click on here, and they're basically links to that you go into here. And you also have your student PowerPoints that I have available for you. If I look at student PowerPoint, some like the student PowerPoints, you go in here. I already downloaded them for you. So you go into chapter 3 if you want to print them out. All right, open them up, your Microsoft. Now, those of you who don't have Microsoft Office, College of Lake County offers Microsoft Office. Look on your help. Look at your student activities on your portal. It's Microsoft 356 because your Office, Excel, everything you need for this class or any business class or any course within the College of Lake County. And you just sign in with your password. It shows you the link, puts it all in, and you sign in just like you would in here with your College of Lake County email and your College of Lake County pass code or ID, and then you could download that. As long as you're a College of Lake County student, you have access to that, and they have a version for Mac and they have a version for IBM product. Okay, so you have in here, you have 24 slides. Okay, hit enable, and then when you save them, when you're ready for the print, those are used to that. You go print, go print, and it says how do I want it? I want all slides. Okay, you could do current, you could do full slides, or you could do note pages. You could do so you could save the ink. You could do it in black and white, so it gives you the different options, and that's how you study. Try to keep on ink. This is in color. Sometimes color works nice, but it's expensive. Okay, you do it in black and white here where it says color. Just go grayscale, and they'll put it that way, or you could go black and white. I think it's even easier, because then they get rid of it says your ink. It's just more white background. Okay, and then you hit print wherever you go, and you should be okay. All right, so that took care of that. So we have everything else, and I think let's go back into our weekly assignment. So we're doing pretty good. Again, Word document when you do the homework, and that'll be in a couple of weeks. I think in a couple of weeks you can have your first exam, do your practice, do your late homework, clean everything up by Monday. Everything else, week 1 will be closed off. When you log in, you're always going to just see the week that we're doing the work. Your Connect could work ahead of time in here. You could read. The way I approach this course is read a book in your leisure, whether it's an e-book or whether it's a hard copy. Do the LearnSmart, start with it. You could always, you have the whole week until the due date or ahead of time. You get started, come back. LearnSmart's not like the quiz where you have the time there. You have within that week. After the week is done, the LearnSmart is turned off. You've lost those points. Don't feel bad. We have like 1,900 points. You'll have more than enough points if you didn't do well this first week. Usually, if you are consistent going forward, when it comes to the end, let's say if you're between a B and an A, and I can see your first week was a rocky start, but you picked up, what I'll do, I will waive at least the first week of the LearnSmart. But if you haven't done any LearnSmart, you haven't done anything else, you've been rocky through the whole thing, you haven't been consistent, logging in, doing the forms, you're not a regular customer, for lack of better words, or a regular student, you don't get those. It's not being discriminatory. Those who come here, my job is to help you learn about business and to move up the next ladder. So I do some, you get some extra points like I'm doing with the profile to kind of motivate you. We talk about motivation. Here's do this, to motivate you to update your profile, which is required. Otherwise, when you do forums, you have 1 or 2 points off. I need a different silhouette, so when people are doing the forums, it's easy to follow who's communicating with who, because I see the different individuals with different faces, and that's how you learn. That's how you enrich your communication process in a virtual classroom. The forums replace the lectures. You're not in my forums, you're not in my class. Okay? That's where you get the points. That's where we learn. We learn how to communicate when we communicate in a virtual classroom. Remember, this is a 10-week, 16-week course combined into 10 weeks, or if you're taking me in the summer, combine, or if you're taking me in on 8 weeks, there's different times that different sections I'm teaching within the same time period. Some are 8 weeks, some are 12, and some are 16. All right. Again, you did well. Come on. I don't want to scare you. This is a great thing. I love online. You may say, hey, it gives you the opportunity and flexibility to take more classes and works within your constraint. But you have to learn, and this class teaches you time management. If you're a poor writer or a poor reader, it improves on your written and communication, and down the road, hopefully it'll improve on your verbal communication. Again, my name is Dr. George Mochocki, and welcome to Introduction to Business, Week 2. Let's get going. Usually I'm still kind of working and helping along. Third week is just going to be, here's the homework, here's what required, here's what you did wrong, here's what you did right, we're going forward. It's like an orientation at work. You're now in the third week, and it's just not the class for you. There's other instructors, but they're usually pretty similar. And every class, every instructor, even online, has a lot of similarities, but it's the classroom and it's the students' interaction and the instructor. Try to be very interactive. As we go forward in the forums, once you respond to my question, I will every now and then drop in, but the whole thing is that the team, the class, works together to build up that network and help each other out. I'll be more in the background reading everyone. Remember, in the forums, you should read everyone's posts. It's not that hard. A paragraph at least a minimum of a paragraph, not 2 pages. Then you just do an attachment. That's too much. This is like a casual conversation or a business professional conversation in a virtual setting, which we call a discussion board. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. And I'll see you in the forum. It's going to be interesting. Remember, post your country you're in there, and then also find something that you could say, hey, I didn't know about Polish people. I didn't know about individuals from the Middle East or from Saudi Arabia. I didn't know this about Chinese. I didn't know this about Japanese. Or this is interesting. It's not only business. What happens when could I be invited to their home? Should I bring a gift? And what happens when I'm outside in the culture? What's acceptable? Remember, mine is not to upset. A lot of things we learn or we upset people within a culture, like with American, if you're not looking in the eye, it means you're doing something dishonest, you don't trust. That's something that other people in a culture will see as, hey, he doesn't understand me, or she doesn't understand me, okay? So it's an interesting chapter, and then you add on. I didn't know that. Oh, what about this? Or yes, this makes sense. And you make friends. Even if someone doesn't respond to you, you go out and respond to others. You're in business. You have to learn to make those connections. You have to reach out. And on the network, it's not what do I get for me? No, a lot of times I will help other people in maybe 3 to 4 months out of nowhere. They're helping me indirectly. They may not respond to me, but they'll say, hey, George, take Dr. George's classes. He's all right. And there was a student who never, very quiet. But so you don't know. Network, update your profile, get your points up. Look, the first week for some of you, you're a little nervous, a little shaky, didn't have the book. Second week, let's go move forward. You can't wait. You open up your business, we're going forward. Again, I'll see you in the forum. Bye.